doing just fine before I met you. I drink too much and that's an issue, but I'm okay. Hey, you tell your friends it was nice to meet them, but I hope I never see them again. I know it breaks your heart. Moved to the city and I broke down car in 4 years, no calls. Now you're looking pretty in a hotel bar, and I can't stop. No, I can't stop. So baby, pull me closer in the backseat of your Rover that I know you can't afford. Bite that tattoo on your shoulder. Pull the sheets right off the corner of that mattress that you stole from your roommate back in Boulder. We ain't ever getting older. We ain't ever getting older. We ain't ever getting older.
You look as good as the day I met you. I forget just why I left you. I was insane. Stay and play that Blink-182 song that we beat to death in Tucson. Okay.
Ready, sir.
I know it breaks your heart. Moved to the city and I broke down crying. 4 years, no calls. Now I'm looking pretty in a hotel bar, and I can't stop. No, I can't stop.
So baby, pull me closer in the backseat of your Rover that I know you can't afford. Bite that tattoo on your shoulder. Pull the sheets right off the corner of that mattress that you stole from your roommate back in Boulder. We ain't ever getting older. We ain't ever getting older. We ain't ever getting older.
Attention. Ready, sir.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my
All
heart
in.
afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. Yeah.
Orders. Orders. Listen up. Ready, sir.
With crimson secrets and forbidden bliss, can't stay
Ready,
still.
sir.
Don't stop that thrill. My bones crave your skin. Temptation within. Mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire.
Alrighty, here we go. Welcome back to the stream, everybody. Whoever is actually bothering to watch today. 2 seconds, something's going on. We are actually going to create the American Empire today, and we're doing it with the the Road to 56 mod enabled, and a few other mods, just to make it a little more interesting. I think the base game needs some improvement once in a while. I've already gone ahead and set some stuff up. I've changed my production ever so slightly. I've set everything to construction. I've done imports, and I've changed the army experience. And yes, I am using a mod that actually enables me to have 500 experience from the get-go, so I can change my setup on my armies. The goal of today is that we are going to be changing the United States from a democratic government, and we're going to be taking the national focus tree down into the fascist tree. Normally I do Utopia, which I really like, but in order to unlock the Masters of America, I need, or the Masters of America tree, which is actually pretty sweet, I need to be fascist. So I want to go for that today and see what happens. Normally I've been doing the normal democratic or communist playthrough, but I'm trying the fascist outwards. So we're starting with election campaign and then VPA or WPA to try and get this up and running. I know this is going to change to communism, but I want those two, and I want base national unity, and I want research speed, and get another research. That is not, so it's going to be those 4 up here, and then straight down through here, and then possibly, depending on what we're going to do, we are going to be going for the reaffirm Monroe Doctrine, depending on what I want to go for. But I'm thinking of staying out of the war and simply conquering the Southern American continent. Well, let's see where it goes. So this is where we're at. We're going to punch it up a little bit because it's really boring to watch. So as you can see, I've set up border with Mexico in the American theater, because I really want to invade Mexico as one of my first points on the agenda. And the reason I'm starting, this is the question I had last time, the reason I'm starting with I am actually starting with the political power focus is not just because I want to go down into the fascist tree, but because I also want to simply get the political power quicker, so I can start actually popping that in and getting the silent workhorse, so that way I can start influencing my own government quicker. I have started on just focusing on the basic civilian economy to start with, and I haven't actually organized the fleet, so maybe I should do that while I'm working. I like to organize my fleets into larger and slightly larger units. Let's move the battle into that with the carriers. Support light cruisers, or those are heavy cruisers. This is a nice all-rounded force. Heavy cruisers, move them into the next fleet there. More heavy cruisers. Probably not going to have as many there. There we go. We've got some destroyers and some light cruisers. Move them up there. Got more destroyers and light cruisers moving into this fleet. And we've got the U-boats. They will have to stay out. Well, let's put these in. Just and Admiral Halsey. Those will be our main Pacific fleets. We'll select these guys. We'll move these over to keep Hawaii. Oh, goddamn, I always do this. So Germany starting with this. By the way, we have not enabled the national or the historical AI focuses. So just be aware that we will see some events that normally do not happen in this game, which is pretty sweet actually. So we have the Vine Ridge and the West Emperor chain. That means we need to take Eastern Tasmania, Western Polynesia, and Pacific Ridge. There we go with that fleet. Then we have our U-boat fleet. We're going to actually create and make it large, and we're going to put shift some contact, lead experience gain, spotting chances. Let's put him on that, and we're going to do convoy raiding once we finish building our last fleets up there. Do we have more ships over here? As far as I remember, I have more ships on the side of the channel, but I don't. And the Pamina channel. So we can actually move most of our fleet from over here through that as well. Let's again size it up and make sure that we focus on getting light cruisers, heavy cruisers, and a well-balanced fleet up and running. So we got a lot of destroyers here. Let's just put all the destroyers into that fleet. Not the election campaign, so let's hope what we're doing right now and change that national focus rate to WPA. Go and get the silent workhorse and head back into organizing our fleets. So like this, we probably want to go down with the destroyers, leave the U-boats out again. Do we actually have a lot of? Okay. We have another fleet up here. Yeah, we do have another fleet. So let's put this battleship division on Ernest King. Okay, what we got here. We got more destroyers. And I don't have any more battleships available. So let's move the destroyers together into one division up here near Boston. Let's place them in Boston. Let's move the 3rd battleship division down here to patrol the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico and the Florida coast. Then we'll plop these together again. With another who has spotting chance, and yeah, just put him in that, and then start moving these guys over to the port of San Francisco. I want them over there for one simple reason. I want to harass the if, and I say if, the Japanese decide to attack us, I want to be ready for them. And that might sound a little bit weird. As you can see, I just finished my build-up of troops, so let's just change this a little bit. And I am actually, yes, research. I'm doing a little bit weird path of research, like going into research speed to start with, even though it takes forever. Hopefully I have free market, free trade, yes I do.
I was alone, nowhere to go and no place to call home. My only friend was the man in the moon.
So we're still working on it, and I'm just going to plot 2 of these because the factories are going to be built rather quickly. These guys don't need that many. So what I really want is actually to start building battleships and carriers, as well as support ships. But what we're going to do with them is pretty much just do that. I want heavy cruisers. I want them to support the rest of our fleet and our army. At the same time, we need to cancel out these air wings. How do I do this? Oh, delete air wing. Ban this air wing, yeah. I want to all reorganize my air wings. That actually makes sense. Do I have more air wings? I do have another one down there. That is actually okay. Let's just expand them all and then I'll create new ones. Just remind me please in chat that we need to create new air wings once we've finished up with the ones I'm currently deselecting and changing. That means it's 12 head wings. Alright, so that should be all our divisions. Good. So let's start creating the defensive. See what we have. Some carriers, torpedo bombers, pea shooters. Wow, okay, we're really behind. Okay. Civilian Conservation Corps. Right. Let's do that. Now, this might sound a little bit weird that we're starting here. But yeah, it's just what it is. I really want that war industrialist. Because as you can see, we are building a lot of factories right now. I really want to boost that again, but as some of you probably already realized. Dispersed, I really like dispersed and concentrated. I like both, but since we are American, it's unlikely we're going to get bombed. Let's just do the concentrated industry. Once we start boosting through one of the events, like the Great Depressions, once we start getting through that, you can actually start doing shit. So we need to wait for that pretty much. I want that. Once I can get that bit done.
I gotta go keep my passions alive. Please say you've heard of a place I can fly where nothing's impossible. That's where I gotta go. They said the only way.
That's why we're starting here.
I'm telling you that somebody lied. As someone who's been to the other side, blurring the lines between earth and mind. She's a lost girl in a lost world, but
Should probably not have done that then, but it's okay.
Some call it music. I call it Neverland.
The Communist Party is
And don't have to ever land.
it's a little bit.
If you follow your heart, no 9 to 5 tear the soul apart.
That's what this game is waiting around, so let's speed it up a bit. There's no point sitting around waiting for it.
I don't deserve the breath, I don't deserve the steps, don't deserve the criticism or compliments. This is who I am.
It was with Disarmed Nation, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't have a clue. They call us lost, but this is the place where I was found. Take my hand, Wendy, we're home now.
Undisturbed isolation. Alright, let's pause. What? What? Seriously? Hitler was assassinated. Okay, sweet. I'll have to say that's really nice. That's extremely nice for us. Right. Bureau of Ships, Airplane Division. I really want to go for the whole American fleet thing. I really do. But at the same time, I don't want to go for it for two reasons. Because it's really expensive and I'm going to spend a lot of time doing it. But it's really amazing. At the same time, I want to go for the airplane division because just being able to bomb ships as effectively as possible just seems very American. But I really want to focus on getting this up first. Let's just go for the research speed. Yeah, let's just go for that while we wait for the rest of it. So, in this playthrough, already now, Hitler has been Why isn't this working? 2 seconds. Pause, head back up. There we go. Already now Hitler has been assassinated, which is, well, a little bit weird, I will say. Let's update that to the 4. Actually, I really want to go for the heavy bomber as well. Let's go for the heavy bomber. So we're already picking now CV fighters. Fighters are faster than aircraft. Oh. So let's start working towards the war towards the Mustang, which is what I really want. Let's check how this army is doing. Still working up towards regular troops. This way we can start actually working towards some of the Chinese Soviet Republic declared war on the Sebastian man. Oh. Oh. That could actually be pretty sweet. As you can see, we now have enough political power to do shit. So the research speed, and then look at this superior firepower doctrine, infantry, strategic bombing. I actually really like the strategic bombing, but I'm going to wait until I'm pretty sure. National character, sphere of influence. Research time, and you'll lift from closed doors. International trade, trade deal, opinion factor, resource gain efficiency, justify war goals, takes a long time. Alright, let's wait with this until I actually am 100% sure what I'm going to do with that. So let's start looking at the, here we go. Heavy bomber, heavy maritime, maritime patrol, naval. There we go. Research, industrial research, electronics. Let's do electronics so we can get faster research speed. Okay, so there's a war happening now, and the Bulgaria has signed a tripartite pact with the formalized allegiance to Germany and our own. Okay, no, that's less bad. It's Bulgaria down there. Okay, that's less bad. That's not exactly what we expected, but not bad either. If these win this war, which I think this should be really unlikely, if they win the war, that'll be pretty good. It means we have communist power we can fight. I'm gonna leave the Dominion of Canada, even though I really want to secure the Dominion of Canada before I head down here. I think going to war with a puppet of the United Kingdoms isn't really the way to start. Let's just, for the moment, keep working towards this slowly and steadily. What do I got here? Oh yes, that's my destroyer fleet, which apparently has a submarine. Let's see what happens. I'm really excited to see what Germany will do without Adolf Hitler, since he's been assassinated. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen without Adolf. I'm really excited. Okay, so the Soviet Union seems to be taking the focus that they were supposed to be doing. That actually require them to simply be annoying as possible. Let's stop training. These guys could need to train. Right. These still don't work, which is annoying. We have 10% world tension. The populist sentiment. Oh god. I can't do war propaganda. That means I lose out on all of this, which is something I'm really used to. Alright, then it's a rush down the right ring rhetoric. Let's rush down that. Try that out. Me making a mistake. Alright. So what finished my battleships? Did I build a battleship? Why do I have a Colorado and a New Mexico class? What's the difference? Liability. They're pretty much the same. What does it say research wise? These two ships. Do I have like battleships? North Carolina class, New York class. I haven't even upgraded my ships to the current level I can. Wow. I over the Illinois. Time to head into actually start working on my fleet as well. Tank divisions can wait, even though I really want the Stuart. But the Lee and the Sherman are where I'm gonna head soon. The Stuart is pretty good, but not really much for us. I need that as well. I need this. Holy shit, I'm so far behind on everything. Artillery. Yeah, I need to start. Okay. So research is just pretty fucked right now. Didn't you just declare war on these guys earlier, or did you go for a white peace again? Okay, so Italian to Ethiopia, which was to be expected, I assume. Reinforce rate now. Let's start working on that, getting that fleet upgraded. Look at those North Carolina battleships researched. Put everything in on carrier research and heavy cruisers. Let's get that fleet up and running. Chromium, we need to. a fan of importing that from the Soviet Union, but it's okay. Can 4 more years. 55th. Yeah. Let's do Democrat. No, I cannot. Search. Resource gain efficiency, ET. We'll start building up on this to get the increased research or decreased research time. How are we doing with left wing or right wing rhetoric? Okay, fine. Right wing rhetoric. The American people have a noble history. A history they've been made to forget under the weak and cowardly rule of the Democratic Party. We claim to represent the people. Okay, so people are stated forced out the will of the people. When by spilling the blood of these traitors can we fulfill our destiny? Fascist speakers in the United States make no secret of what they think about the so it's similar to coup for a fascist coup. Let's do that and then head straight for USA first. Okay. Okay, so let's work towards that. And in the meantime we will do start the airplane air war plans division. Well, Czechoslovakia stakeholder fortification project. Interesting. Some of them are doing actually doing the legitimate research, which is pretty sweet. I want to upgrade to the P40 Hawk and to the Mustang, but right now it's unable to. So let's just move. 3 years ahead of time. Wow, okay, yeah, we're still behind. So let's get fleet up to date.
Ready to move.
Let's go to Dwight Eisenhower. We need to start creating a plan for Dwight. You will take
Attention.
these 4 divisions, you'll create a spearhead. Basically this. Take half of that and that. Take these.
Ready to move.
Yeah. And we create. That's down from this. Oh, there's a port here. Let's do that. There we go. Only 1 division. No, actually, I want these guys to swap sides to that. And then I want these guys.
Hands.
Front line down through here. 7 divisions should. And that should be it. Yeah, we have some reserve divisions. Let's pause. Fighter focus, research fighter models, tactical bomber models. Tactical bomber, yeah. I don't really want the tactical bombers. I want the strategic bombers. Let's just go for fighter focus. Yeah, theorist, military power. None of that really matters. Let's go for this one. I'll take medium tank or something. We're preparing for a battle against the weakened Mexicans here, which is pretty good. I'm doing the production of the equipment. might be fucking this up royally, but yeah. How's the war down here going for the Soviet, Chinese, or the Chinese, whatever they're called, Chinese Soviet Republic? Yeah. Probably doing okay. What is Germany currently doing? Issues with the steelworks, okay. So, that should give us Virginia class. Let's not do that. And instead start working on the Stuart. That. Hindenburg disaster still took place. I am going to go to war soon-ish. Atlantic Fleet, Pacific Fleet, carrier, capital ships, fleet, submarines. Yeah, it's good. Sims class, and we'll get you class already, which we can upgrade that to the heavy cruiser. Yes, please. Again, means we can go do 4-star flight, for example. Go for the no, this is going to take a long time, but just how it is. Like that, stop orders. Aviation, done. The air hub disappears, that's not bad. That's just hopefully it actually happens. We take that, thank you. Free American Empire has just sprung up. Let's. Can I not stop this? Right. So we just got that up, which is pretty good for us. More research speed. Let's have a look at this. Can I get more? No. I get construction. Yes, I can. Raise the production efficiency cap, which is really important. Now we can start justifying a war goal. Oh, apparently we cannot. It's really weird. Be civilian factories. We can, yes. Let's start throwing more military factories at this. So many military factories. I need fleet capacity upgrades as well. Thank you. So let's upgrade our fleets. USA first, please. M3 Stuart is now built, which we can start focusing on the Lee soon. I want to go for this, and I actually want to go for strategic destruction. At some point right now, though, I wish to go for the once some USA first finishes. I'm saving because I want to go into volunteer. I want to go into early mobilization. Partial mobilization would actually be better, but I want to see if I can do that. I can't do that. Masters of America. Start that, working on that. Can we do any of this? No, because we still have that undisturbed ghost simulation. We will do some changes to that. Army morale. first. Let's do that. Let's piss off the Soviet Union. I don't give a shit. Let's not get into that. Let's go into production here. Start throwing some heavy bombers up, please. I want heavy bombers. Let's reduce that to that. Reduce that to that. Soviet withdrawal. After a build-up of Japanese forces in maturity, the Soviet Union appears to have unexpectedly withdrawn units that were stationed right alongside the border. They've hit by Moscow to avoid ship concentration and possibly triggered by the stinging memory of the peak project during the Russo-Japanese War. I would not expect a lasting peace, especially not with the. Alright, let's have a look here. Discharge minority soldiers. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Military rearmament, the silver shirts, exert our influence. Guarantee? I don't want to guarantee to war.
Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun, feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear, like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun.
Don't think any of that works. This gives us research speed on our military. Cease the air industry. Alright. So combat the Great Depression, because we really need to get our industry back up into gear. Which is going to be great for us. We're missing production. Which is where I am. Can I start to justify war goals now, please? No. Are we in a defensive war? Who the fuck are we in a defensive war against? Marco Polo, there we go. But that's happened, which is actually really interesting. Oh shit, I haven't switched it to the screen. I'm so sorry guys. You've been watching the intro screen the entire time. Oh god damn it, you haven't seen all the interesting stuff that's been happening on the stream. It's really bad of me, I do apologize. I'll edit that out. Start with this. Looks good. I really want to go for the heavy. At the same time I really don't.
Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth.
So army logistics is really important.
Now I'm an outlaw on the run.
And I want amphibious assault as well. Right, let's have a look here. Railway project. Military factories, yes, thank you. That's a big mistake, having run the stream for about half an hour with that shit up. Do apologize about that. The Warhawk. Thank God. Strike, naval strike, interception, close air support. That means I don't have to build the close air support, or the dive bombers if I go for that, which is pretty good. But I'm gonna have to uplift our fighter carriers, honestly. Then let's start building the P-40 Warhawk with 4 factories. Again, I don't want to build more submarines, I want to build light or destroyers actually, thank you. Would you please change to destroyers? Whoa, whoa, whoa. So the Japanese has just declared war on the Chinese. Okay, we knew this would happen at some point. Knew this would happen at some point. Now I want the commando. We use a lot of US Marines. Let's start producing the Stuart. Again. For many reasons we want the Stuarts to be produced. I know they're not any of our divisions. They went into white peace because these China took that. Okay. Yes, we will first. Edit that one. Hell's. That's a 12, so we're gonna remove that one. There we go. Let's get that an engineering company and a recon company. We're gonna lose a lot from that. Let's supply use, organization, armor, piercing, weight. Let's get that, yeah, so breakthrough is a little bit better. There we go. Lose attack on those. Which is pretty simple. Urban. Out these. It's gonna be the same. Okay, so yeah, the recon company will help in this something. Let's do that. Industrial effort. So I get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I get 8. Don't have to build 4 of them. I can build that. Never mind. There we go. This before. Americans shall tear the world apart. What are we producing? Outdated. Thank you. Let's have a look. What are we doing? We cannot build any more of those. Heavy fighters. We need some escorts for our heavy fighters. That's pretty important. Oh, these are amphibious ones. I don't really want them. Do you want to continue along the shit? Air doctrine. I really want to go for the strategic bombing ones, so let's start with that. Let's continue going. Fall of Beijing. After a failed raid of the Japanese frontline executions, was crashed. Chinese command had orders out of Beijing. So, some artifacts from the south. A few large bronze tops. Japanese have, like, okay, they've started an amphibious assault, which is going a lot better. Otherwise, I was like, you're gonna lose, you've achieved nothing. They are achieving something down there, which is literally flip. So they're not completely innovated anyway. Let's put up our resource gauges a little bit. Anyway, extra research slot. I am heading down the right way. We don't care about that. We are growing into the free American Empire. We shall wipe the floor with anyone who disagrees with us. Now this is starting to become a nice little fleet. Naval base expansion, price phase 2. Force, right, phase 2. Daily political power cost, consumer good factories, recruitable population factor, change economy law, civilian economy, grant consumer good factory construction. Okay, so we go away from that. Depression com good. This is what we want. So do we want new air installations? 2 air bases. No, I don't really want air bases. I want naval bases. Yeah. So let's build phase 2. Upgrade that. And let's build deception, detain, ground support. I'm really going to use the home defense one, so it's going to be that. So what do we do? Let's start deploying some air wings. We do have some flying fortresses. Let's move 50 of them into this. That's not true. Wing of that. Okay, I'll want the shooters. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so deploying a little bit of a force there to boost this up. Let's have a look. Okay, so we got some wars going on now. What down here is still how is this? Beijing Personal Government Republic of China. Okay, this is just going nuts. Over here we have a war as well with the Kingdom of Romania against the Romanians. Spain is still fighting. French Commune, which means they're communists now, aren't they? Yup. Really shitty. Really shitty. United Kingdoms remains where they are. Kingdom of Sweden. Okay. Let's continue, see what happens. Construction is really slow. There's source, a base. I don't believe so. I have had. You definitely not believe so. I might be wrong, but I can't have more wars. What the hell is going on? The Poland wants to destroy Lithuania. I guess that's fair enough. I don't believe I controls this. Or maybe I do. I am going to check. Nope, I do not. Portugal controls this, or stop. So yeah, no, I do not. we go. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. No divisions in basic training. There's a reason there's no divisions in basic training. Appreciate the follow. 2 seconds. Just getting phone call again. Put that down. Let's check this. The air base in this alpha source supposedly yours. Could be that it is part of the original line. Could be it's part of the original line, but since this is modded with the Road to 56, I could, and I am saying this, I could be wrong, but I think that might have been changed in this. Might have been changed in this. I'm not 100% sure, so don't hold me to it. A lot has been changed in this mod, and it's one of the first times I'm actually doing the Americans in it. I did the Japanese Empire, and I took over the entire world. It took a couple of weeks, but I did it. But yeah, so I have no idea. It's my first playthrough with the Americans. So let's see. I'm hoping once I finish off this fascist free, I can justify a war goal. Why don't the hell don't I just do it? Let's just do this. Let's start justifying that war goal so we can actually have a war. I really want to get rid of the Mexicans. I want to expand. I don't like, the only thing I really don't like is the American build-up time, especially when you've just played the Japanese, which is so quick to just research, get everything, and then conquer the world. And I actually play as the Americans, which is just taking ages to do even this. The slightest thing military-wise. So that's far off. More heavy bombers, more fighters, more carrier fighters. That's some equipment, so let's start putting effort into that. We're still fighting the Depression Conquer, so let's get that over with. And pause. Let's have a look. What do we gain? We get some oil, which is also always helpful, and some rubber, which is also helpful. The tungsten is less helpful, but still helps a bit. Nukes is definitely on the agenda. Fascist America will conquer everything. But I really wish, and probably for the next stream, I will go download the proper nuke, not proper nuke war mod, so it actually does something rather than just fuck all. Which I still think it does, which I feel it does in the base game. It just feels so weak. Like you destroy everything, yes. What? Europe is just going nuts. Okay, so Switzerland split itself in two, and then Romania split itself in two, Switzerland split itself in two, Sweden turned out to be turned back to a monarchy, Russia doesn't, or Soviet Union doesn't give a shit, Japan is going nuts, instead of taking over the territories, creating puppets. The only thing I'm France turned to be fucking communist. The only thing I'm expecting is the United Kingdom to turn fascist and destroy everything. The Republic of Spain's actually losing. It is good. Alright, so if at least the Republic of Spain loses, it's at least something I can grasp onto that I know. That I actually know how to deal with. I think this is really weird. Maybe I should actually start putting some more more troops into production. Just adding another 5 units of these, and they're going to be trained in... Okay, so Italy. Germany should design a military. Okay, so they closed their borders to them, but why not train them in base? So they closed their borders to Germany, but at the same time want to be friends with Germany. I don't get it. Or maybe I read that wrong. I will say that Hermann Göring is a lot less aggressive than Hitler would have been. So that's at least a plus. Alright. We will deploy our submarine fleet for convoy raiding around... No, I'm not with the historic focus. I've turned that off. I wanted to see the world burn as much as possible, pretty much. Convoy raiding down there. I wanted to have it be as chaotic as possible, pretty much. So I turned them off. Oh, I have more of these. Why have they not deployed? Can you please deploy? I haven't given you any order. Oh yeah, that's because I have a second fleet. Why don't you just go down there and join them? Keep forgetting how many fleets I made. Military commander. I want strategic bombing. I am sorry. I know close air support and infantry is so important. Army logistics. I want that too. Okay. What the hell am I gonna go with? Naval air defense. No. Carriers. No. Tactical bombing is pretty good. Close air support is just better, but I'm not gonna build that anyway. So close air support is out. Infantry, 10% attack and defense would be really helpful in the next war. Strategic bomber, 2% attack, defense, agility, and strategic bombing 5%. Division attrition minus 8%. If there's one thing that I know that fucks up every game, it's division attrition. So let's do that. I can always replace it. Oh, that would actually be pretty sweet. Let's have a look at what they're going for. They're developing their interior right now. As far as I can see, they've not done anything in here. But if they are, I will definitely help them. I will definitely help with that. Don't need any more tanks. We do not need any more of that. I could use some heavy fighters, but I think it might be better to wait with those. Maybe just deploy 500 of those in stock. Sweet. Then the game supposedly ends. Supposedly. I don't know if there's a way to extend it, or whether or not it just basically prevents you from doing any research past that. I have no idea. I've never gotten to that. My Japanese campaign ended way before that. I had taken over the world by year, what was it, 1952, I think. Definitely Japan ruled the world pretty much. So. No clue. You can find out together. Alright. How long until I can... 11th of July, still some time to go. The modern day mod. Yes, I do actually have the modern day mod. I don't have it enabled, but I do have it. Convoys. My convoys are going down. I've tried playing it. I like the mod, I like the premise of the mod. The problem I have with the modern day war or modern day mod is the fact that it makes NATO so incredibly overpowered that you can basically not do anything unless you are fighting in the Africans, or even fighting in Middle East is just so hard with NATO, because NATO will just constantly destroy you. Even as America, tried doing the modern day mod as America, just got fucked over by the by NATO every time. Oh. Yeah, I really don't like the addition of NATO. I know it's realistic and correct. NATO, soft attack, organizations, recovery rate, soft attack. Okay, this is better. Turning fascist. Oh, sweet, that's why we're taking them out. Okay. Light cruisers, I don't have any of those, do I have? No, let's put some heavy cruisers. Of course. Again, continue to just upgrade. Going into a war with outdated equipment is bad. And I really don't want to go to a war with outdated equipment. Nobody's coming today. Can I change this? Yes, I can. Voluntarily. Thank you. Oh, I've never actually seen them do that, but okay, I can imagine Russia doing that because it's Russia after all. But let's deploy some of my new. That's my Warhawk. That's my Warhawks, but didn't I have like 500 or something stored? I didn't know. Okay, well, let's deploy 100 Warhawks to just get that off the ground. Okay, got our extra research slot. I want to cease the air industry. Actually, I really want to go for that, but at the same time, I really need to start heading down here. I could just have gone for Warcraft Green, but I'm gonna go for all of that momentarily once I've taken over that. And then picture station. Americans demand okay. Right, so I'm gonna go for that later, but now it's going to be military rearmament, all the silver shirts. Let's just go for military rearmament. I have 1 million men, so I'll reserve that use anti-air, anti-tank actually. Yeah, let's do that. Nationalist Spain declared war on Portugal. Let's say Portugal. Be friends. Can I send some volunteers? I can send 2.
Orders.
Let's send those 2 then. That's annoying. Start a Lend-Lease. Could probably use some garage. Send them 1,000. Send them a couple thousand of these. It's too many. I can, but they will not give it to me. Let's just send them a couple of thousand of these. And help them as much as I can with what I currently have available. Hopefully that will. So that's what we're going to do now. Fighting a war on two fronts from nationalist Spain, even with Portugal should be able to hold their own, at least for the moment, until they receive extra troops from me. Alright, our forces have arrived in Lisbon.
Ready.
If we can get up through here, up to Garuda, and then around and down. That'll be my goal. Hopefully that assault should be able to, that flank should looks pretty unprotected in my opinion. Let's get some extra resources, cut off some troops here. Yeah, they're moving troops around to block me. Too late, but they did move troops around to block me. Unless this pocket collapses completely, we should be able to drive them back up here as well. There is superior firepower. Yeah, that's the one I want to drive. That's all good. Infantry could be assigned. Thank you. We can now start the assault on Mexico. Of course, we can now start that war. Deploy our force to accept and do some strategic bombing and start the war. Hopefully we should be able to drive the Mexicans back relatively quickly. If not, then we're pretty fucked. We declare a war we cannot win. Look at that. That's not worth it. Anything else that's worth it? Oh yeah, we can continue to get on air superiority missions, efficiency, intercept. Air superiority, please. Our border's already expanding. Oh, we're being pushed back right here. That's bad. Hopefully we can cut them off. Do I have any reinforcements I can deploy? I'll be able to deploy these. Yep. We can move 10 divisions to this battle line. Why? Oh, because I went to war, I can't help them. That sucks. As long as we're winning this war, I'm happy. Lead them dry. Might be able to hold. Did they penetrate into Arizona? Yeah, they did. We're penetrating further down the coast. Military rearmament is up. Military drill. Land doctrine. The silver shirts. The war. Political power. I don't need that. I do know, however, want the war company. Let's go for that. There we go. Starting to see a turn in our attack down there. Don't want the North Carolina or Yorktown. No, I actually really want to see the light cruiser construction go up as well. There we go. What the hell happened to the divisions over here? Oh, they're moving back there. Why aren't you attacking? Force them back. Force them back. Mexico is doing pretty well. I'm surprised. I thought I had I've been able to weather them down completely. Oh, fuck, no, pause. Front line over there, go, and just assign those 5 divisions there. Assign those divisions there, go, blah. That was really stupid. Not realizing that I had opened up a flag there. I left the flag unprotected over there, that was really stupid.
Orders! Ready, sir!
All along our borders, I want the Mexicans destroyed. That reminds me, I need to start working on the lead. And I need infantry equipment. Civilian factories, why am I not building ship then? Or military factories, please. Or continue to build up our fleet. Military factories, please. How are we doing? 66. More than twice their casualties. And we just got supporting equipment up and running, which is going to help loads. I am going to, of course, develop some marines for later. How's the war in Europe going for the Portuguese? The Portuguese are wrecking the nationalist raid. Sweet. But can I actually, can we be friends now? No. But we can't be friends with the Portuguese. That sucks. Oh, we'll continue the battle then. Once we cut these guys off, we'll be pretty happy.
Yes, sir.
Why don't we just do that? There we go, thank you. Secured this area here. In the meantime, in the battle, we've lost one tons. Okay. So what did we lose here? Oh, we lost a submarine to medium bombers. Okay. I guess that's okay. How's our fighter wings doing? They are having an effect. These guys, I don't want you on interception. You're solely focusing on doing that. Guys can't be on that there. So there we go. Split it up a little bit. Have one doing only that, and one doing those two. Naval strikes won't really work. Heavy bombers are just strategic bombers. Yeah, I think you're right. Well, the war in Mexico is definitely turning in our favor. So that's pretty sweet. Right now we need to worry more about that than we need to worry about anything else. Missing equipment, what are we producing? Torpedo bomber. Okay, let's build some torpedo bombers. Torpedo bomber. I want torpedo bombers, but let's just be nice. Europe is definitely escalating into a full-scale war. If we can finish the war in Mexico quickly, we might be able to help out Portugal faster as well. But, of course, global order, lend-lease, then improve relations opinion. Attrition. I want the lessons of history. The more we can reduce attrition, the better. Which will help our forces who are currently fighting in Mexico. Afghanistan declared war on the Democratic Republic of Afghanistan. Oh, so many civil wars going on. I don't even know what to do.
Feel your energy. Eyes touch so familiar deep inside, like you were already mine. Surreal to me, how you make me feel wild and calm at the same time.
Equipment effort.
Felt alive.
Equipment effort. That means armor effort.
It's crazy.
That is exactly what I wanted to get to. I can start. Requires one of the following. I want both, but right now let's do that. Again, I don't want more torpedo bombers. Yes, it's harder than I thought it would be. Maybe it's because I don't actually have any tanks to help with subduing them. I think that's a major contributor to the fact that I haven't destroyed them yet. That's a major contributor. I don't have marines yet, that's what I'm researching. I should probably have done that earlier, yeah. Right now it's just about doing it in a frontline battle. I am researching marines, but it'll be a while before I have them, another 100 day, and then training time and shit. It'll be a while before I get enough to actually take them out. Bolivia, isn't that like in... I don't even know where Bolivia is. Oh, I think I know where Bolivia is. Isn't it over here somewhere? No, I'm shit at this. Where the hell is Bolivia? There we go, Bolivia, there we are, okay. At war and we've lost 100,000 men. Oh, we need, oh, we continue to just... Continue to add more military might to the American Union. All I ask, more military production. Iowa class, finally I can start building my battleships. I'm just gonna add, that's where our naval capacity is gonna go to. Battleships needs to be constructed. I know, suffering from attrition. That means I can also start working on the Essex class, which the Mexicans are starting to fall back. Once this battle plan is complete with this area taken, we will regroup and take another. Okay, Soviets are expected.
Attention!
That battle plan is finished. As you can see, we've taken everything. Now we're going to spearhead an assault down towards here, and we're going to do a normal attack. Rest of our forces down along this line. Apparently that did not work the way I wanted it. For this, let's do half of these. Let's do this. Exactly. To the other side. We assign half of our divisions to that and another half to the spearhead. We're going to take a little while to just limited conscription. Prepare. Give them the time to actually prepare while they're being... Oh, they pushed us back. What? Oh, we took it back really quickly. They didn't push us back. Oh, it's... Oof. Let's do that. Silver shirts. All that. What's our naval... Are we still fighting in Mexico? Yeah. Could I deploy... Do I have more I can deploy down here? I do have more fighters and flying fortresses, so let's deploy another bomber wing and another fighter wing. No, I'm not researching nukes. I'm going to start that once the next research comes off, because now I can afford it. United Kingdom have a rodeo. Ah. Oh. Oh. Portugal is expanding their territories. There we go. Head over to technology and start researching atomic research. Level 3 military. We need to change the steward to the Lee. So I'd rather have medium tanks than light tanks. I am going to throw 2 more onto this. No template, yes, that's of course because this is light and I want it to be medium tank. They're just more powerful. Now with that, I need to put these guys, I need to put 5 divisions into training in Florida, and then train another 5 divisions in Texas. Now we can start pumping out troops. How are we going? 1 defeat again? That's okay. So now we start pumping out troops. Subdivisions are not in position, let's wait for that. How's our building? We're still doing well. Let's start upgrading infrastructure down here. And air defense. Because why not? Let's continue to just throw stuff at that. 2 research slots. Continuing to logistical bombing, and then we have armor research, so let's research towards the Sherman, which is going to be such an upgrade. Once Mexico is done, I'm going to try and help Portugal with as much as possible. Not that they need my help, but it will be nice to help them. I don't have 10 divisions or something. Destroyers. You can have your own little new commander, please. Actually, you can patrol there. Yeah, Mexico is pretty much done. Let's launch that attack and just wipe them out. New military equipment has gone out to the army here.
Yes, sir.
So like this, it's nothing that they can do to stop us at this point. We've encircled another army. They're done. It's fun as long as it lasted, but war is over. How are we doing? Japan is just expanding. The provisional government of China is losing to the Chinese. Mexico is holding out at Guadalajara for the moment, but we're encircled.
Ready to move.
Yeah, Guadalajara is going to fall now. This should be the final push. If Guadalajara falls, the Mexicans have to surrender. They have to. They don't have a choice. Spain fell. Spain fell. Was that the nationalist who won? What the hell? The Republic of Spain won, and that means Portugal got fuck all. And the Mexican War is over. Let's just take all the states. We can do that. And let's end it there. That means resistance to occupation should disappear, yeah. Missing equipment production. What are we not producing now? Motorized. That is true, we're not producing any motorized because I forgot I had added this. I really wish, and this might sound a little bit weird, but I really wish I could move these around a lot quicker than what I am doing. Why are you taking off all the research space there? I don't really want to continue building that many fighters. Carrier fighters, we can reduce that to 3, yeah. Add that to that. Let's reduce that. Let's boost that. Silver shirts gave us a more recruitable in our population. Let's have a look. Naval rearmament, aircrafts, amphibious operations. That means I can get marines quicker. Pacific Navy. Actually, let's start with the 2 wars so I can continue going around that side. Put that up. Reduce that completely. Increase that. So in what was essentially a quick battle, the United States completely wiped out Mexico. Which was pretty nice, I have to say. The fall of Mexico, we can still continue construction. That means we can also start. I really want the 10% research time, but I really want to go to a closed economy. But I'm not a war. Alright, let's have a sphere of influence now. Individual rights, research time. Maximum for daily political power cost. National unit. Division, organization, effective partisans, and also daily political power cost. None of those are. None of that actually interests me, although unfortunately research time. Nuclear reactor construction speed. Weekly national unity. Wow. All of that really hurt, alright. Air safety, night operations. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, with Mexico done and the war over there, we'll wait for 2 war to come up. We slowly start doing all this stuff. I need to start researching into the. Yeah, I need to start researching in here so I can start building steel production facilities and doing. What? Poland? Poland becoming a new superpower? I think it is. That would be really sweet if I had to fight the Polish. Lithuania joined with the Polish. It might get to form faction and create faction, yeah. Haiti, Dominican Republic, Prime Green, I've already done that. So Canada, I don't really want to go to war with Canada. Yeah, let's go for the war plan violence. Which I can take Guatemala, Honduras, Panama. That means we have to move these 10 divisions to a port.
Move out!
And the Americans need to create a second army under Field Marshal Douglas MacArthur. For me, he'll go for Panama. Join forces. So. Yep. Alright, that's what we're gonna do.
Command!
We are going to build up along the Guatemalan border and prepare for a quick surgical strike. SX class now in production. We can change our carry 3. Thank you. And we can start working on synthetics. I need rubber. I can't remember. How am I getting enough rubber from somewhere? Holding a good portion of it, but I need steel, chromium, and aluminium more. Yeah. need steel most. Let's start on the ET to put steel first. So I'm gonna go to war with friends in the Soviet Union at some point, so I need to be able to replenish my supply of that. Sherman, thank you. Means we can go for the T20. Actually, I'm gonna go for the T20. The Chaffee. The Chaffee's probably better. Let's go for the Chaffee. I'm not, in all honesty, I'm not gonna be deploying light tanks anytime soon anyway. So let's go for that instead. Oh shit, no, I already spent that on Chaffee. Making mistakes. Can we deploy? We can only deploy 200, 400. Let's deploy heavy bombers and fighters down there. Those two there. And then let's go for war plan orange. Right, let's have a look. What do I get? I get war plan purple, gives me Congo, Focus, Colombia, Venezuela, Peru, Ecuador, Republic of Bolivia. That's the southern part. So this will give me American socialized, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. So this whole Central America thing. So that's the one we're going for. Let's go war plan violence. Extensive, plus 10 seconds.
Living life for the next drop.
Superior firepower, thank you. Once we've taken over the entirety of the Americans, we're heading over and taking over that side as well. Why? Oh, because I keep boosting up my production. Bolivia. Taking over the Republic of Bolivia. I'm gonna take this whole thing, I don't give a shit. I think I'm gonna leave is the...
Ready, sir.
Why are you not deployed down here? Production, no, and farm additions yet. Which means I have to increase the production around armor. Tungsten is now becoming a problem as well. Strategic bombing. Did that. I'm going to change that into total mobilization. At war. Enemy country has 50%. That's not going to happen. So it's going to be closed economy. So we get to that. Say about that. Fair war.
Ready, sir.
Select half your troops. Beautiful line here.
Ready to move.
All the 5 divisions are going to create a front line. Yeah. that. Means we just start both those attacks right away, shall we? Go! Oh god, Panama, you dick. Not Panama, yeah, Panama immediately surrendered, thank you. I'm attacking Panama and Guatemala. And Panama apparently decided to join the Allies, which screwed me over with a lot of rubber. And you see my rubber just went down to 0 because of that. Yeah, I destroyed Panama quickly enough for the Allies not to be involved in the war. So, as you can see, we are quickly working our way through it.
Yes, sir.
I want to conquer the entirety of the Southern or Central America before we start running into problems. Honduras is probably the best one to go for, yeah.
Attention.
That way I can attack through there quickly. Go, 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 go. Get those divisions into position. Land up and running, start building steel workshops. Guatemala and in Panama. I'll build more somewhere else. I still control the Philippines, don't I? Yeah, but I can't build there. I can build on Hawaii. Thank you, give me a steel plant. Southern America is going to be my industrial sector. It's going to have all my rubber, aluminium, oil facilities that I need. Yeah, I know. And we've added 32% of it. So. We can't stop because our war goals are going to run out, so it's going to be a little bit shitty. Could release them, but I'm not going to. Right. Let's get those forces in position. Yeah, everything. Well, to be fair, the entirety of this area is pretty easy to get, so it's not gonna do anything to Actually, no. Why? What am I doing? What do you mean?
Command.
That is ready. Let's declare war on these guys. Other nations, 500. Bundesrepublik Deutschland. Oh, the Bundesrepublik Deutschland. What? That's some part of. Oh no, I'm a fascist. So the entirety of Dutch Germany has turned democratic and is now guaranteeing the independence of Honduras. What about Costa Rica? And they are nations. Okay, so Bulgaria and Bundesrepublik Deutschland will join the war. I don't give a shit. Hopefully we can run them over before they. Let's go for that. Yeah, there we go. That's Yeah, I can. Let's look at what this. I thought I. Okay. Well, we'll continue the battle then. Iraq is now going to fall. Who's guaranteeing their independence? Probably the Bundesrepublik. Nobody. Sweet. Front line.
Orders.
Spearhead and assault up there.
Ready.
I'll you do the same. Spearhead and assault down there. Take half of your divisions, we create a front line around Salvador. And attack them as well. Get ready. By these guys to Central America. These guys to Central America. And the 1 and the 2 and clear there. Again, army war 1, clear war there, and launch their assault on all fronts. Yeah, too late. Ah, god damn it! Salvador was quick enough. They held us off long enough for another. For the entirety of Europe to now go to war with us. Yeah, well, they want to land troops on our beach, they are welcome to try. We shall easily welcome. Pretty much, I have taken over everything right now in the Americas. There's no more wars for me right now other than fighting the... I really don't hope I am at war with the... as it stands, I am at war with... I'm at war with Germany, France, Yugoslavia, another something, Central America, Socialist Republic, Yugoslavia and Czechoslovakia, Honduras, Costa Rica, Bulgaria. Yeah, I'm at war with a lot of people right now. And I shall prepare another war, which is going to be Colombia. Oh yeah, I need to take care of my economy right now. I can get some from Portugal, but nowhere near enough. Do that. I should. Soviet Union, buy everything I have. That's my only friend right now, is the Soviet Union. Easiest country to conquer? You mean for America or in the game generally speaking?
All in.
America. It is probably Mexico because it's just south and it's normally not actually guaranteed by anyone, so that makes it a lot easier to go for, I think. So, right, I can see that. And in the whole game, I would say the country that I found folded the easiest was China if you play Japan right. If you don't play Japan right, it's, I don't know. I would say that's the easiest one, but then again France falls pretty easily as well when you play as the Germans. It depends on how you play it. If you play it well, then yeah, any nation is pretty easy to take right off the get-go because most of them aren't ready. But yeah. Switzerland is easy enough to take, but just because it's small doesn't mean it's easy. Switzerland actually do have a lot of mountains, which makes it pretty hard to take unless you have enough troops or mountaineering troops to do it. Right, so the next part is Colombia. Luxembourg is pretty easy to overrun because it's so small, but if it manages to join the Allies, it becomes one of the harder countries to overrun quickly. But then again, you do head north, so you're gonna overrun Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg as one of your first countries when you're fighting the French. If not, then Italy's war with Ethiopia is pretty simple as well. I think that's actually the easiest. Yeah, that's a guaranteed win. You can't lose that. Probably the Italy is the easiest one to take. What are we not now? Cruising out. CV dive bombers. If you have them. So war plan purple, which means that we will have to increase our production of infantry divisions again. This time here we'll add 10 divisions to training. Armored divisions are still working to catch up. Train some Marines. Train them. Yeah. Yes, I don't know. 10 divisions to that training. That should give us enough to hold for the moment. Let's add some more. Heavy bombers, fighters. We're doing well on fighters overall. So it's these guys who need the extra. Sorted again, running low on steel. Tungsten. And we can still upgrade the The war has been pretty quick so far. We can't deal with any of this yet. Like, there's nothing we can do about this yet. Which mean we'll lose some output and construction speed, but you know what? I need that, and total mobilization will offset that. So let's get ready for reconstruction. Does continue. Okay, the French have deployed their fleets there. Do I have reserve fleets? I should have some reserve fleets. You don't have a... so let's give it to him. Patrol. 20 ships is not going to be all that effective, but we are deploying fleets to these areas. Do I control? Yes, I do actually control this, so I could actually deploy some flying fortresses. They'll only be able to deploy 100 flying fortresses. Strategic bombing, if there is anything strategic bombing. There isn't. Let's deploy some dive bombers. Let's deploy all the dive bombers we have. Let's deploy the Warhawks. 300 of those. Should be able to continue harassments around here. Holy shit. That's a lot of ships. Can I deploy enough speeder bombers? Yeah, we lost so many ships in that engagement. It's really shit, actually. That's extremely
Listen
shit
up.
for us. Because that means the French can land troops.
Attention.
Or it means they will land troops, which means to disrupt immediately. It also means that I will have to bring back my one of my naval fleets. It's going to be the battleship division. Battleship division. Even this cannot stand against the French. I mean, even that entire fleet cannot stand against the French fleets. Like, can I start increase our ship production? Yes, I can. So let's watch this as well. This is really, really, really bad. Yeah, they're heading back for repairs. But battleship division is just destroyed. French are invading. I have more troops, I guess.
Ready to move.
I do have 5 infantry divisions. We have more on the way to support.
Move out.
Need to push them back off. That's no other choice at this point.
Ready.
Need to push them out of Boston. Damn. Not quicker than I expected. French are actually being dicks. How are we doing in this war? Lost a little because we lost Boston. Oh, god damn it! The French really want to continue this war, so, and with the United Nations or the United Kingdom's called into that war, that means we're going to have to take that out quickly. Now, fighting the entire world is the United States. I did not plan for this. I would like to say I did not in any way or form plan for that. But yeah, it happened. Secure and take Boston, that's all we can do. I'm pretty much fighting the entire world right now. And that means that we cannot continue to aggressively pursue our expansion south. We have to create a front line up here by the Dominion of Canada. We have to do the naval rearmament.
Listen up.
I think we have to try and get into. Going to have to go for extensive conscription to make up for what we're losing here. British Navy is going to pound us into submission. Research wise, it's more important that we start actually getting fighters. I have to deploy fighters all around now. Any assistance our fighters can give us in holding our coastlines are going to be essential. Flying forward. Fly a couple more of those to here, where you will then do. Oh, that's close air support and interception. We have here. Non-aggression plan. Oh, China. Yeah, okay. Not sure where we are. We're fighting the entire world is not going to be easy. We have to deploy, and we have to deploy quickly. Yeah, I knew it, Dominion of Canada. I fucking knew those bastards would join up quickly. Change the deployment rate from the guys in Panama to here, Nebraska. These guys in Louisiana. I'm gonna have to deploy more troops simply. We can do about this. Force the deployment by Wyoming and force that deployment quickly.
Ready.
Did I click on the wrong one? Did I click on the Marines? Yeah, I did. Force the deployment of all these units right now.
Ready.
Add these to the defensive line quickly.
Orders.
I know this is completely and utterly shit, but have to.
Commands.
Simply deploy whatever we have available to hold that front line up there. New Zealand, British Raj, Australia. That's not the one we wanted. Just for taking Central America, though, we're getting pummeled by the Allied. And I've just pulled my fleet away from the where they are.
Let's go.
The Pacific. Fight a war that just not. I don't think the Dominion of Canada is going to be able to respond quickly enough to this. Look at the American troops just barreling across the country, taking off position. What are you? Why are you exercising? Oh, your Pacific Army. Yeah, you should not be exercising right now. You should be ready for war.
Attention.
They're going to quite quickly attack across here, actually. They're just going to start barreling in through Canada.
Ready, sir.
Continuous attack.
All in.
What have I deployed here? I've deployed torpedo bombers. I've deployed you fighter wing. Needs to deploy up there. than New England. We need more fighter wings to be deployed along the border. Luckily, I spent some time preparing, so I actually have my flying fortresses ready. Do I have the heavy fighters? Didn't I build heavy fighters? Please tell me I built heavy fighters. Somebody who's watching, please tell me I built heavy fighters. Is it the interwar fighters? I'm pretty sure. Didn't I have a production of heavy fighters going at some point? No, I've changed them out. God damn it. Oh well, I'm gonna have to use normal fighters then. But they're not going to be able to escort. Look at that, they don't have the range to escort my bombers. Means my bombers are gonna take one hell of a pounding. Thunderbolt, let's get that research. Let's go.
Ready.
Killing takes time and planning. Especially since my navy's getting wiped out. Are you deployed? Yes, you are deployed. Good. I have fighter wings I can deploy to help defend the coast instead, which is good. This is what the heck?
Ready.
Okay. You guys need a commander. Just give me pattern. It's just gonna hopefully drive these guys into the sea.
Listen up.
Launch your attack.
Ready, sir.
As in you're gonna move over there. Hopefully I can soon,
Ready to
yes,
move.
I can add 5 more infantry divisions to army. Battle over here quickly turned into a bogged down slugfest. On the side, the Canadians
Ready, sir.
harried. Please say you've deployed. Right, yeah, I need you up in this, please. Go nuts. We're getting more infantry equipment, thank you. Good infantry equipment. If you're just joining in, thank you so much for joining us here today as we're fighting to take over the world as the United States, or the fascist United States. We have somehow managed to get involved in a total war with Europe by taking over Central America, and are struggling to hold our own right now. So far they've not attacked us in the Pacific region. I'll pull back my fleets to try and shore up our defensive line around our eastern shore. This is going very, very badly, I will admit. That means putting up the production up the force. Where are my heavy fighters? Thank you. Get that up to the fighters quickly. I hate this, I hate this, I hate this so much. What are we missing? We're missing. Wow, we're putting way too much of that shit. Way too much of that shit. Apparently, I'm doing much better on these production things than I thought I was. Okay. Keep just importing more of that. I need as much of that as possible. Meantime, Eisenhower is destroying his way through Canada. It's tearing Canada apart, while Patton is fighting a desperate defensive war around Boston. The French and the United Nations, or the United Kingdoms, have invaded. Just keep watching the shoreline. What are we fighting over here? We're fighting the British Navy convoys. And keep going. So far, we are not actually in that dire strait. Naval rearmament is up. Research. I really want to go for the Mustangs, but I can't. Continue mechanized defensive. Extensive service by requirement. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Hierarchy, division, organization, division, attrition. Let's see if we can't get any of this up where we can actually get something. That's not going to happen. Politics. National unity, research time. No, that's not going to help us at all. Balanced approach. Division order above all. I can actually go for that. Let's go for order above all. That'll help our armies.
Ready, sir.
Still getting more and more divisions rushing to his aid, to Patton's aid. But the Dominion of Canada is being torn apart by Eisenhower, so it's just about holding this line for a little while longer. Otherwise Eisenhower's going to have to turn around with more divisions. Launch an attack, you have to try and retake some of these positions, but you have to try and retake. Why are you concentrating all your forces up there? New York, they're barreling towards New York and you're don't have any troops to defend it. I hate idiots, commanders. We're giving him 20 more. And we have to promote him to Field Marshal. Well, actually we have to promote somebody to Field Marshal and give them command of that unit instead. Can we pull troops off this line? Thank you. Dominion of Captain.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Now, I need you to take the remaining areas quickly.
Move out.
And then deploy to a new front line over here. And then we're going to go straight across it, trying to take this out. Reinforcements should be arriving at our beleaguered defensive armies down here. Raw recruits. Or recruits that can shore up this defense. Let's reorganize this actually. Why is none of them deploying down to this defensive position? Thank you. I managed to push out because everybody deployed for war towards Boston. This and then do this. Counter attack. We have this is fighter wings. Go to this area. So we do actually have superiority, but we do not have. It's very much a struggle right now, I will admit. We're gonna have to go for upgrades, more of this soon. Naval reform, commerce rate, naval aviation. Let's go for that. How are we doing with these? Taking a massive beating. That's our carriers, battleships. This might actually turn out to be a ginormous loss for us, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, maybe not. We managed to turn the tide around Boston. End it. How's our construction going? Still building a fuck ton of shit out there, so. We cannot shore up our defense our forces, so.
Ready to move.
End this. End the holdout, and then launch your attack across. Right. That helped. Whew. That helped a lot. Sorry if it just lagged out. Sat that for a second. We're losing a lot of battles. We're winning a lot of naval battles, which is. I think the French might have finally given up. The invasion around Washington and Boston failed miserably. We're going to have to deploy Patton's force in defensive positions around our coastline. Unfortunately. Patton's force is going to be primarily defensive.
All in.
These guys across here to take these guys out. How's our war going? Yeah, the French have lost some. French are losing heavily. We've actually not lost that many men, I will say. We've lost about 100,000 overall in this war, and we've somehow managed to stave off defeat. Our forces, though, are a lot lower than the combined might of both of this empire, but now with divisions in training, should be able to actually end the turn. About continuing, maybe we should start working on our naval doctrine. Fighter models. Still working the chromium, which we are getting a lot of. Nowhere near enough, now we are.
Ready, sir.
Huh. Easily done, easily done, easily done, easily done. Time to wipe out the Dominion of Canada, or the United Kingdoms in our northern part of the American continent. It was rough going, but Canada is finally gone, and soon we will be able to start landing naval invasions of our own. Or maybe we should just focus on actually taking South America. This Thunderbolt fight. And focus on the Mustang soon. Should probably upgrade to the Liberator. Building a heavy fighter. Something else. And do we have an air wing that is currently doing what's in that area? We deploy them. Have an airfield up here. We have one there. And once you deploy them, deploy out here. Continuously harassing the enemy as they try and land. then Eisenhower just launched the attack. There's nothing that's going to hold you back. Oh, you have no divisions assigned.
Ready to move.
Like half your divisions assigned. Actually, let's do.
Command.
Assign all of the divisions to that. That's a lot easier. And then launch the attack. There we go. Then let's do that.
All in. Move out.
If you want something done, you have to do it yourself.
Attention.
We're suffering from attrition, but the enemies are going to stop us. They've been beaten so soundly they've retreated off the American theater. Okay.
Ready.
Let's deploy these guys in the let's put a patch on that, and let's put him. We're going to deploy from there, there. Going to move down there, and you're going to prepare for that assault. Fighter focus, aviation, yes please. And as predicted, United Kingdoms have fallen.
Attention.
And we've secured Canada. Construction is going to take a while, but we're back on track. Might want to start building more civilian factories up in Canada. Production capabilities. What can I start throwing at these guys? Light cruisers, heavy cruisers, that would great. I have no capacity for cruisers.
Attention.
You are leading our assault force.
Move out.
South now. We shall deploy
Ready, sir.
these guys. We shall deploy them. Well, there's somebody who has nothing to do otherwise. Garrison. Everything pretty much. Keep Canada docile. If they are putting good amount of damage on our convoys from the Soviet Union, maybe we should consider going for the Philippines. Yes, let's just use that completely. There's no point in this. Let's try and bring in chromium somewhere else. On the Philippines. Ready to launch? Nope, need another 20 days. I think we might have managed to wipe out the majority. Yeah, look at that. It's because we're constantly trying to get through here, our convoys, and the French have just been wiping them out. Let's take that advantage away from them. Sphere of influence, touch time, push defend. Inefficiency, trade open factory stores. Let's do region suites. Heavy aircraft. We are making America great again. I thought that's pretty much what Donald Trump wanted. And Americans here, I apologize for that comment. They're not, feel free to laugh. How's our armor divisions doing? 5 other side. Another 5. Let's create a armor division. Do we have Patton? Yes, please put Patton in charge of our armor division. Let's prepare for war down here. strike south of the
Orders.
right Eisenhower. Say, but strike east.
Orders.
Deploying 5 more infantry divisions to this army to help hold. Should any attack come?
Ready, sir.
What are you doing?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you're holding, you're defending. Yeah, okay, no, that's fine.
Command.
Keep doing that. Oh no, you're the... yeah, no, never mind. Never mind.
Yes, sir.
You ready to attack? Yep. Let's attack the Jamaican Islands to take out remove the British influence there. I'm doing steel production, thank you. Not really sure I need all that steel production right now. What I am trying to get in is chromium, rubber. So maybe synthetic production isn't such a bad idea after all. Could probably go for this as well. Recovery rate. Probably go for this. My plan was to go for the means rather than look if I can actually get more. No, I can't. What about here? Organization and entrenchment, hot attack. Okay. Let's go for the means. Let's get that up and running, and then on this second research, let's start building the Mustangs just to get as much out of that as possible. Increase our production of destroyers, blocks, and then let's do nothing with that for the moment. Remember, for those of you watching, if you like the stream, please remember to subscribe, or if you are joining us on Twitch, feel free to follow us. I'm streaming both to YouTube and Twitch, that's why I say both. Got so many troop stations up here that I don't really need to have stations up. Let's do that, there we go. So reduce them, aren't we? Okay, so I can only... I have no idea what's going on, but... Alright, fair enough. Maybe Colombia? Are we about to invade Colombia? Yeah, so once we take Colombia we'll be fine. The war in the Asian territories are going really badly for Japan. Like they've managed to take like nothing since the war started. Europe has united against me rather than Germany, which is pretty funny, and Soviet Russia is doing nothing, for those of you who care. It's a really weird position to be in actually, but I guess we'll win the war yet. Time to upgrade our navy and make it as strong as possible. Naval. How are we doing with our naval capacity? Are we building more ships? We are building more and more ships. We've got another naval group here without orders. Maybe we should just make them join another naval group. These guys are not doing anything either. Sweet. Heavy cruiser, battleship. They've taken some damage. They're fighting. We are... We have so far managed to completely foil any advance against us, which I guess is what we want. We are also starting to turn the tide. I think we've beaten back their fleets maybe, or maybe they're reorganizing to attack the Pacific. I do not actually know. I will send a small task force of 10 ships with no other orders to guard our territories in this area here. how are we doing on the war score? Still not crazy about our losses, but
Fall in.
Jamaica falls swiftly to the Americans.
Attention.
The fall of Jamaica, we can now start working on attacking. Nope, nope. We do have a French force, or we could. Let's do this. Actually, let's do this. I have the perfect idea right now. Let's have a look at this. We will go from there, and we will land right there, hopefully. What does it say? Okay, yeah, we're still preparing for it, but we do have the naval supremacy to do it, which is exactly what I want. If I can get this, it's huge for us. Production efficiency cap raise, please. 3 civilian factories, yes. Okay, 2 things we can do. Let me consider. Not really necessary. Could start fortifying the Americas, which would help. Military factories is not currently an option. I want more naval dockyards though. Let's produce more naval dockyards. And then aluminium. I am importing aluminium, aren't I? No, I'm not. I'm not importing aluminium. Building aluminium mills would be a bad idea. I think fortifying would be the way to start going now. So around the east coast, let's start fortifying New England. I know this will take a while, but yes, losing this would be the worst thing that could happen. So let's fortify these areas quickly. That way, any naval invasion around here will not be something that will happen soonish. I know it's going to take a while. Look at that construction queue just barreling up, but I think we can do it. There's nothing else I need to construct at the moment. Down Juan, Colombia is a good idea in my opinion right now, but is our entire force in position? Not yet. We're still rushing down troops. Should probably have upgraded infrastructure in what used to be Canada, but I did not, so could be that would have been a better idea, yeah. And again, another invasion here would just destroy us completely. And fighting it off once was bad enough, so let's leave it at that. Let's move these guys down. You're not doing anything. 1,000. Let's deploy them to that airfield, please. Do we have more we can deploy? Let's have a look here. What are we doing? What are we doing? Looking at some Thunderbolts, heavy fighters. Let's deploy some heavy fighters to this wing. Actually, I have 100 heavy fighters. I can deploy that. Deploying 100 heavy fighters will help us actually do shit in here. We need to deploy so. Warhawks? No, they're older, but I want the Warhawks. Right, because I do not have the... No. Still producing Warhawks, okay, so let's deploy a couple more of those. And deploy them there for a interception naval strike campaign. Yep, no. Oh, it's river crossing. Naval supremacy. Landing there will give us a second flank against Venezuela, which is what we kind of want. Because we want to invade Venezuela later. Which means, do we have more divisions deploying? Yes, we do. Create another army under Omar Bradley. Yeah, let's give Omar Bradley that army. Let's move you down to this.
Move out!
Yeah, well, 10 divisions. I do not have any naval technology to actually promote landing of troops, so I need to do that. That reminds me, am I actually fighting a war with the Netherlands? No. That means I have to wait. We can deploy more Marines down there soon. I'm starting to attack.
Yes, sir.
Marines will, yeah. Then they will join us. As that battle has started.
Attention. Listen up.
And more Marine divisions move here. Well, we can't because, yeah, we'll have moved across here, taking that port.
Command.
Take that port quickly, please.
Yes, sir.
Omar Bradley to move his troops down here. Be able to start an attack from there.
Orders.
We got no more Marines. I need to halt the production of Marines. And I have enough Marine divisions to. Deploying 5 of these is waste, so let's stop that. Let's stop that as well. As we can see, we have plenty of troops now to deploy around the area. Let's move these. Oh, we have an armored division working in Nebraska. Let's drop these down in Texas, where they're close to everything. And this
Yes,
war
sir.
is pretty much over, with reinforcements arriving from Bradley.
Ready, sir.
Bradley's 8th army is moving in. From there we will go to war with these guys. Well, Colombia will take Colombia, which will of course join the Allies, because they're guaranteed by Britain. Then we will move in through here and attack here.
All in.
You will create a front line down here. Also, while Bradley arrives with reinforcements, we'll start setting that up. Actually, let's just go for this war. We're on board, so let's just declare another war. Of course, join the Allies. What's they have? Launch your assault. Escort ships, probably different skies. Let's do that. And let's launch the battle. Battle for South America has now started. And we have our Mustang. Yes, please. Now I need to go here and I need to head all the way down and start going to the left.
Orders.
Bradley has arrived. Set up a front line there. Therefore, to assault across to take. Actually, I wanted this. There we go. Be prepared for that. While our armored divisions, together with our infantry divisions of 1st and 7th Army, is attacking, wiping out people as they go. French community is behind on nuclear technology, so feel free. It's their allies, yes. But Colombia will capitulate soon. They do not have the armored forces to actually fight this massive American army. Do I have anything against Pichincha? I do. Continue. Massive rearmament effort. I could really use this, but radar stations, but it's not really going to work. Nuclear reactor, yes, let's start researching that. Light cruiser, effort into that. Effort into heavy cruisers, keep going. Did Columbia fall as quickly as I predicted?
Listen up.
Yes, it did. You will then create a front line down here. Of course, while we do that. Then you go create a spearhead. Take this out quickly.
Orders.
I will move over here and quickly create a battle line around there. And then create one front line that goes towards there. And take half your force and deploy them in a spearhead towards Caracas. Which will again half with another force that goes towards this area. We'll deploy that there. That should be enough. Alright. Go. Position yourself. We need to research more construction, assembly lines. Go, 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 go. Battle at sea has been won. I think they've finally succumbed to the fact that they could
Listen
not
up.
win.
Ready.
Let's move these to the Pacific Theater. And to Kruger. Right, let's always, I want to protect my Pacific areas quite rigorously. Because I know that any pursuit of this will cost me valuable factories. As you can see, they are fighting my Pacific fleet quite vigorously right now. Losing it would mean that all those isles. Philippines is currently safe because they're not in war, so that's why I'm not deploying troops there, but I'm deploying my marine divisions to that. Could launch a naval invasion using these. Actually, we could pull those guys off that line. No manpower, yeah, we're down below that. Let's stop. Stop. Previous operations, please. You actually move over? No, you can't. 20 divisions standing by there doing nothing. I will move you here.
Move out.
And you will take the United Kingdom.
Orders.
Divisions are not in position. Adios.
Orders.
Alright, position, but win. I would like to have that proven wrong. I think that will. Quickly just put an end to this war. Ecuador capitulated quickly. Okay. Cool. Oh, we're not done yet then. For now though, we will not advance with our armor division because Revolutionary Peru will just be too big of a mouthful to swallow right now. That war. And our divisions into attack. now fighting the Russians as well? Yeah. Fuck. Fuck.
Listen up.
Fuck. I mean that quite literally. Fuck, I'm fighting the Soviet Union. I'm fighting the entire world now. There's no way of winning. And I mean that literally. This is going to be fun, and it's going to take a while, and I think the game just crashed. I really hope the game didn't crash. I didn't. Okay. So, for everybody who's just tuned in, the American Empire is taking over the world. As it looks though, the three American empires fighting the entire world already, except for the Japanese. So maybe we should create a faction together with the Japanese, since we're already fighting the entirety of the war. Actually, I'm not gonna drag the Japanese into a war with Russia if I can help it. That would have been a big mistake. Yeah, good thing I caught that in time. Alright, so let's leave it off for that. Let's leave it. So let's leave it at that for the moment.
Keep on attacking.
Omar Bradley's bucked down, unable to actually push into anything because he is stuck. Oh yeah, we probably should push the production of the Mustang up just slightly. Non-aggression pack, yes please. And Venezuela is gone. Easy peasy. Where were you guys yet? Oh yes, you are at war. Let's go, go, go. Make them suffer for that. Might as well just take out everything you can.
All in.
While you prepare for a war down here. First charge of that war. It's great. Taking. Omar Bradley, who's proven himself to be utterly useless. Well, make a beeline for. Oh, really should areas down there. I'll make a beeline for this area. Actually, let's just let's move Omar Bradley over to support the assault over here. I think he'll do better over there. How are we doing up in the north? To these 20 divisions? No, they're not in position. How are we doing construction wise? Started construction on most of the defensive networks in and around our northern border, which is good. We should be able to hold these areas here as well.
Ready to move.
It's not assigned to anything, doing nothing. Okay. Actually, let's assign 200. We can assign 200. Let's do deploy a heavy fighter. Actually, let's not deploy heavy fighters for interception, naval strikes, and force strikes, and air superiority. No, and deploy some. Doing kamikaze strikes now. Deploy some flying fortresses. Oh. No, deploy 100. That is true. Deploy that to the Bering Sea where they will continue to harass Russian ships. So it's the Syrian Empire now. You can pretty much just fuck off. The Bureau of Ships. Reduce the cost of building ships. And we're continuing the war.
Orders.
Okay, are you ready?
Listen up.
You need a commander for it. Let's just keep it. You're gonna do an amphibious assault from there. This is not a valid province for the nation, why not? At present. We only did 10. The rest of that, of course.
Ready, sir.
But we can only do 10 again.
Attention.
Okay. Yep, can only land 10.
Orders.
Omar Bradley's forces haven't even arrived yet. Wow, I thought with the addition of these forces we would be able to just pummel this into, well, pummeling this into submission, but apparently we were doing that without the Western Canal. So, so we are actually fighting a. That's really bad that if I have the Galapagos Island. Ecuador. Do I have any naval elements? I do have the US 5th Naval Group on Charles Union to these areas here.
All in.
Bradley, hurry up, you.
All in.
Hold it down. Or should be a really quick mission. Do I actually have? Can I declare war? No, I cannot. Oh god, if I declare war, then I'll have to go to war with Portugal. I want to go to war with Portugal. I like Portugal. They haven't done me anything. Why would I go to war with them? I don't want your help. Bradley, launch your war.
Orders.
Still not in position. Don't attack. Just hold. What the hell? That's my Marines.
Hands. Move out.
Do not let them regain that.
Ready. Ready to move.
We will do what is necessary. The British aren't stupid, I'll give them that. Well thought out.
Yes, sir.
Bradley, you're about ready to be useful now. Lost production varying. far down, so maybe we can start upgrading our again. Infrastructure is important down here. Areas we've already taken. Canadian infrastructure will help move troops. There. How are the British? They are not pushing back.
Attention!
Would you attack across there?
Command.
That's a recovering. Alright, I'm gonna need an armor division down here. Do I have an armor division?
Keep your distance!
Patton is tearing through down there, so I can't deploy him.
Listen up!
I do have another 10 armor divisions I can
Command.
deploy.
Ready to move.
Oh, these are remnants of the
All in.
army with Fred and Hall. That's good. There. So we're going to deploy our
Listen up.
7th armor division and march to another front line down here.
Ready.
Our Marines to recover. Oh, that's because they've been able to move from there to... Okay, yeah. I missed that. Omar Bradley, are you
Yes, sir.
finally able to be useful? Yes, you are. Launch your attack.
All in. Orders.
Reorganize and prepare for another assault down there. That's going to work out for us. Deployment of the fleet down here has been a boon. Good. While our fighters are... Yes, our naval convoy raids, our fighters are intercepting exactly what we want. The torpedo fighters to recover, so Pennsylvania, wow. That is brave, considering you have nothing but memory. Ah, no plans of attacking. Peru is holding, but it's being pushed back. Doing the best, but overall the might of the American war machine is just has been enough to wipe them out. I'm going to get 10%. That's about double what I have now. Okay. Don't want to do that. Training time is the only thing that helps. Oh, that's American code. Try that. Try to go through that. Try to go through that. I dare you. I double dare you. I triple dare you. Now to start building, upgrading our fleet again. Going behind. Upgrade to the Illinois class. Sweet.
Ready to move. Orders. Attention. Attention.
supported by American armor. US Marine Corps is gonna hopefully barrel across this. This was a defensive tactic that actually really worked. Suppressive barrage. Force these islands off, that will be brutal. Patton and Bradley have finally penetrated the Peruvian defense, which means that we've cut off a decent sized portion of their army. A third of their army was cut off in that attack. Kinda what we wanted. Kinda, I say kinda. It wasn't what we wanted, but... Now see, why I'm going down here is because I want to start developing these areas here. Look at that, because I am going to declare war on Brazil and Uruguay and Argentina. Those are my last holdouts down here. I don't care if I'm going to declare war on Portugal, by extension. Let's just continue to keep this up. Almost 100,000 men in this war, which is not as much as the other guy. We've lost a decent chunk now. We're starting to lose. If I have to ruin my economy to continue the production of troops, it's going to be even worse. I could really use some upgrades. And by the way, if you like Hearts of Iron 4, please feel to tune in. We'll be doing more shit like this other days. We also will be tomorrow and Tuesday we'll be playing Stellaris with the Pirate Gaming community again. If anybody cares for that sort of thing. And as always, remember to like, subscribe, or follow us on gaming channels if you feel like it. It's close at hand down in Peru, even though it has been a draining fight, tearing on our resources. Just mobilization gives me -3. War economy is actually the best. Let's wait until my wall here is built. Until it's semi-built before we head for anything else. Let's just continue construction speed. The battle down here is in Peru is pretty much won. The Free American Empire is expanding, just like I wanted it to. Why have you not launched your attack? They're lacking sufficient intel for their center. You have a small fleet and naval 6th naval group. Need more commanders. Full patrol. Constantly do that when I'm trying to be. Actually trying to. Trying that. Continuing to just show production efficiency. Tension. We want that. Demand, and we've already taken that. So that's no point in doing that. We need to do war plan Citron. Which we could do. Battleship fighter. Actually, we're doing. Let's just do the battleship. And that's why aren't you producing anything? Oh, we're starting to have a lot of problems with that. Unrest apparently. That is not good, but we need to upgrade our battleship to battleship 4. Actually, we can't do. Alright, so this war really needs to come to an end, but I doubt that anybody is interested. But we could try and stage a coup. Actually, to stage a coup in and around Paris. Alsace then. No, right. Let's do an Alsace. Let's do an Alsace, that's okay. Did it cool? Yes. That's it cool. That will certainly not work, but you never know. You never know. I think we were actually lucky enough for that to work. No, I don't want your troops. Do I have? Nope. Nope. So declaring war on them is my only option.
Attention!
Done well.
Ready!
The time has come.
Listen up! Orders!
Time has come for you to strike across. Take this area out. So secure that area. Solid colors are going to help. That means we can do desert and jungle attrition reduction again. It's going to help with those. What else? What else? Can we do anything about unrest? The unrest is only by ending the war, which is going to take a while for us to do. And what time are we at now? Well, I've actually been streaming for quite a while now. Been streaming for about 3 hours. I think that might be the end of it. We're approaching the end for today. Yeah, let's leave off here. We've taken pretty much everything we need. Let's launch the naval invasion up here.
Ready to move! Attention! Move out!
Take this area here, and then we'll end the stream there, I think. Thank you so much for subscribing and following. Much appreciated. I don't know why it doesn't show up. Oh, because I don't have it showing up, that's why. Yeah, sorry. I'll have that fixed for next time. So next time on this will probably be tomorrow tomorrow evening if we can continue this playthrough, and save that as stream. Save that local server. So yeah, I'm gonna put you over to the end stream screen. Just gonna be one, have a new one. Yeah, there we go. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll end the stream there. I'll put my mic on and let some music play you guys out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow if you choose to tune in for Hearts of Iron or Stellaris. Bye.